welcome everybody to episode 3 of Tales from the Tackle Shop. And you join us as the weather's turning.
Storm something or other's on its way, isn't it?
Storm Shake of Piddly.
Storm Barbet or something, some American name.
Barker?
Barbet or something.
Not Barker?
No.
Oh.
No.
Oh dear, it's doing it again. We might have to scrap this camera. Guys, we've got ghosts. It's just stopped. It's flickering. I don't know why. Might just have to stay on that one. I was doing so well with the tech. Something's going on. I think it's his house, isn't it? The ghosts.
No comment.
Every time I try and do something, it doesn't quite work. Right, okay. This week, we are going to hit you with coaching and angling. We've got several examples of that have happened fairly recently. Chub on the FENS, which is...
highlight. There's loads of them venues. Renowned for chub fishing in the FENS, aren't we?
Don't spoil it. Yeah. We've got some surprises.
Okay.
Yeah, don't ruin it for everybody.
What, people call him Rudd Chub now, or...?
Well, I'm a bit disappointed with Sir Bob.
Size 4 hook and bit of bread.
Sir Bob, he seems to have taken over opposite my house with his videos. I'm going to go...
You know why? He's getting your Wi-Fi.
Bastard.
Yeah, that's why. He's not stupid.
He's piggybacking off my Wi-Fi.
He is, yeah.
Yeah, this camera's not working at all. It's flickering. We'll stay on here for a bit.
Oh,
Hopefully it'll rectify itself. Don't know what's going on. It's not the camera. It's something. It's one of the connections. But yeah, so Sir Bob's ruining my fishing. He's down there every day, charging someone £3,000.
Is this why we're on about angling and coaching?
And they're just smashing out these tame rudd that the lady in the boat keeps feeding.
Well, it must be. You catch them on a size 4 and a bit of bread, don't you?
I did on purpose to prove the point, mate. They are suicidal. Yeah. Size 4 hook. And I actually used a lure rod as well.
Right.
Yeah. £10 hook link. Well, leader. Yeah, but they were loving it. Anyway, right. So that actually takes us on nicely into coaching in angling. So, God dear, 2017, I went to America. And I got a contact for a guy I met in Sweden, long story, American, whose mate is a guide. So I've been guiding with guides, and in America this is big. And to be honest with you, I don't like it, because you get put on fish, and then have you caught them? Has the guide caught them for you? Is it a bit false?
I think it's the same old argument. Years ago, to improve in your fishing, you'd always have to sort of ask questions, prove yourself, get in a good team, learn from team members and move up and up and up. Fish the right matches. I think nowadays fishing has gone that way, hasn't it? I think for the good as well. It's more sort of open. Obviously people like Polly, Nuddy.
But this is, right.
They're coaching as well.
But this is where I'm getting to. I'll use the word guiding.
Right.
So when I first met Matt Seifer, who was the guy I was with, he's a guide, and within a couple of days, he was loving the fact that I was fishing with him, because I didn't want to be guided. I wanted us to go to waters that he didn't necessarily know and catch a monster. Yeah, and we did. Yeah, and it kind of went down a bit of like that sort of area's folklore, because I kept saying I want a 54 inch plus muskie. I was like giving it the big one. I had a 54.5, which is huge, and they couldn't believe it. And after 3 days on one water that he fishes all the time, we went somewhere completely different. And he loved it because we were exploring. He doesn't get a chance to do that normally because he's under pressure to put clients on fish. So that's what really got me thinking about this. Now, back in this country, people have said to me, why don't you guide? I thought, no, we haven't got the infrastructure here. If I put people on big fish, those fish are going to get destroyed because those people will go back without me. Let's not be... They're going to, as soon as you put someone on a water on an area, they'll go back and hammer it. Because this is what people have done in the past who I've pipe fished with. So guiding in this country does not work at all. However, there's a big scope for coaching. And I think that's what you were just about to go into. So Polly, I've seen it firsthand at your place, is brilliant at it, isn't he? He coaches guys on certain techniques or certain species or certain lakes, and he imparts knowledge to them, taking the mick out Nuddy, but that's what he's doing out here. He's imparting.
Yeah, he is. Yeah,
he's imparting knowledge to his clients. So
I mean, I see anglers that come in the shop on a regular basis that have been on sort of coaching days at Lindholm, one-to-one coaching sessions with Andy Bennett, and they are, after the session, they're like, wow, I've learned so much. You know, it's brilliant, and it encourages those sort of anglers to get into it. And seeing them anglers improve through our open matches, you know, there's some really good anglers fish our opens at Rookery, and you can see them improving no end, and it does make a difference.
Yeah, it does make a massive
100%,
difference.
yeah.
Yeah. The reason we're talking about this is I actually took someone yesterday, and it was very present in my head. And Alex, you did some coaching this summer with the local scout group.
Yeah, it was only just sort of a group of it was cubs, not scouts.
But how many did you have?
I think there was me, my dad, Bob, and Pricey helped as well. We did 2 evenings. It was only 2 or 3 weeks ago.
You had Nuddy helping you?
No, Bob.
Bob Bailey.
Yeah, Bob Bailey.
I thought you had Bob. I thought you're not going to try and nick him in your team as well, are you?
No.
So Bob.
No. And
you heard it here, Scoop, Cresta, Peterborough, watch out. He's trying to get Nuddy in the team as well. That's unbelievable.
And basically, the cubs were unbelievable. You know, they none of them had been fishing before. It was just getting them catching fish, and we sort of had my dad on Rook Lake catching rudd and bits and pieces, very easy to catch, get them something. And then Bob was on Nutcracker, which has got everything in. And then
we still need to do a video on that. Yeah.
And challenge. Then I was on Crow, and I was trying to catch them carp, and so I had the hardest sort of task with a million kids behind you trying to catch carp in the margins. But we did it, and they all really enjoyed it, and it was dark by the time they'd all gone home. And there was so much, I don't know, you felt good afterwards. And seeing
different,
all the,
isn't it?
It is. It's totally, it's weird. It's when you fish a match and you win, you sort of feel, but when you've actually feel like you've done some good and showed young people how to catch fish, I don't know, I don't know, it's a different type of feeling.
Did you not feel a bit under pressure before you caught one for each child?
Yeah.
Or before did you not think, they got to catch one before they can move off?
Yeah. Charlie helped as well. Charlie Lawrence helped one of the evenings as well. A certain amount of pressure, because I know if they get that bigger fish on that margin pole, and that's sort of different to catching a million little rudd and perch and skimmers on a 4 metre whip, just counting free and striking. So, yeah, it was good. It's definitely good, yeah.
Cool. So I don't do many of these at all. I do very limited because basically, one, I don't want to be out with people who I don't want to be with. Mm-hmm. I've got to that age where I can pick and choose.
And you just get old and grumpy.
No, some people I just loudmouths. It's just I just don't want to be around them. I want to be around nice people. Mm-hmm. So this guy contacted me a couple of months ago. His name's Finley Curry, and the way he did it was perfect. Mm-hmm. He said, "Do you do guiding?" I went, "Well, I don't guide. I'll do coaching. I won't put you on a £20 pike, but I'll impart some knowledge to you." And he went, "Oh, that's perfect. That's what I want." And I thought, "Oh, this is cool." So he lives in Oxfordshire. So another thing I do is I won't take people to my waters, which puts me under immense pressure.
Yeah.
But it's the way I want to do it. So what I'm doing is I'm setting up this coaching service where I'll go to other people's waters, and they tell me what they want to do, and I show them how I would go about it. Mm-hmm. And that's the framework for the whole day.
Yeah.
And if you think about it, it's bloody perfect because, one, it doesn't pressurise my waters. Two, I'm not under pressure to get them big fish, but I'm under pressure to catch them fish, which is a different thing. And three, I can take a completely different approach that they haven't probably thought of, and they're going to go, "Oh wow!" So we decided on the Thames, and Simon Willsmore.
Ooh, love you, Simon.
There we go. I was waiting for that one. I ought to make that into a little. I'll record you, make it into a little meme.
Love you, Simon.
Who's going to like that the most watching this?
I'd say everyone.
Stokesy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he does that, doesn't he? Yeah. I think he's got a secret crush on either me or Willsmore or both.
Probably.
But he's a spud, isn't he? He's a Spurs fan, so they're all a bit weird.
Yeah.
Just wait. End of the season. Anyway, right, so Willsmore put me onto this stretch of the Thames, and it was awesome. There was one problem: the rain. I didn't click. So
you've been in your own little bubble, haven't you?
So, well, here it wasn't too bad. So I left here at 4:30 yesterday morning. I was really looking forward to it, thinking this is going to be great. The guy wants to use big plastic shads on the Thames, catching some half decent pike. This is going to be brilliant because I bet no one does this. It's like we're going to catch him. Simon told me the stretch where the pike were, and there was also some big perch coming out. So I took my perch out, and I got there, and it was got there about just before 7 o'clock, and Finley was there at the car park, and we had a intro, blah 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 blah. Walked down to the river, and it was really frosty. It was lovely, and then I looked at the river, thinking, this isn't right. This is absolutely hooning through, and is the colour of hot chocolate. And he went, oh, when are we going to catch? I went, we're not going to catch anything. He went, what? I said, look at it. He went, it's always like this when I come down here. And I went, why are you fishing it then? And that was the first learning point of the day. He said, would you not fish this? I said, no. I said, might be worth having a go once it's been like this for several weeks and the fish have got very tight into certain spots. But I said to him, this is awful. It's meant to be gin clear. So I messaged Simon, is it normally like this? He went, no, it's normally like really slow flowing and gin clear. Cut a long story short, I had to phone a friend and we went to somewhere else, went to a canal. The canal was crap as well. I caught 1.5 pound perch and then I spoke to an old guy who lived there and he said, yeah, this has basically been electrofished by the Canal and River Trust the last 2 years. Yeah. You kind of go, oh, bloody hell. So now, this is the pressure bit I was on about. It's now about 1:30, 2 o'clock. And I want Finley to catch a pike on these shads because that was the whole point of the day. I mean, he was trying my perch skin and stuff. I didn't want him to do that because he wanted to do this particular type of fishing. So we then... He mentioned a gravel pit he was a member of, and I went, why didn't you say this earlier? This is going to be okay because there's no floodwater in the gravel pit. So we went back the other way, back where we came to this gravel pit, and literally second swim, this lovely double sort of followed up the big Wolf Creek shad, and I'm thinking, oh, any second. And he had a couple, and it was, like you said, when he caught that first fish, it was like, oh, thank the Lord. But I had a brilliant day, and I'd like to think he learned a lot. He told me he did, and he was asking me a million questions, which was great. And I met a really nice person. So I had a lovely day yesterday. I didn't get home till 9 o'clock. I was absolutely shattered. But like you said with those cubs, you get that kind of inner warm feeling, don't you? That I know I've now fired up someone's passion for the sport even more by imparting quite a bit of knowledge to him. Yeah. I mean, he got information overload. So he might want to have another couple of days again. And that'd be the other thing. It'd be quite cool if I could get repeat custom because you get to know people, you get to know their mannerisms. Yeah. And it was brilliant. And I'm going to do not a lot more of this, but I'm going to try and do 1 a month to 12 a year because I'd rather do quality sessions. The quantity is no good, but quality sessions. And might have a little bit of a client base. So people out there, if you want to have a go, predator fishing, it's... When I did this before, some people thought it was free.
Free?
Yeah. I had I'm sure she was a lovely lady, get in touch with me. I think she wanted to take me to take her son fishing during the summer holidays. And I mentioned the price and I never heard her back again. And I don't really want to take kids as well. It has its own inherent problems. I'd rather take adults. Obviously, you've got all sorts of child protection issues and all sorts. If you take a child, you have to have the parent obviously come in as well. And we walked miles yesterday. And if I'd had a little kid in tow or an adult, they would have been knackered because we were desperately trying to find the right areas. But if people are interested, send me a message and I'll give you the details. But from a personal point of view, I loved it. I felt that I'd made a difference to somebody. Yeah. I mean, those cubs, have you had any of them come back to the fish?
We had 2 or 3 come back, which was good. Come back with the parents, which is what it's all about. But going back to like the coaching side of things, people like Polly and Nuddy, Andy Bennett, Andy May, they all do them. If you're an angler that perhaps wants to learn a bit more and get the little finer details, then I'd highly recommend booking a day. Definitely, because you get that 1-to-1 and ask the questions. When you get anglers in a group, they're less likely to tell you what they're doing, and when I tell you what I'm doing, you've got an idea of what it is, but it's not exactly how I do it. Whereas the 1-to-1 coaching, you watch them put the rig in, they do this, and Definitely worth a day.
I need a coach with IT because this bloody camera is still flickering.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I know what it is. I keep thinking every time I turn it on, it will stop. But I'll tell you what we do for the rest of the podcast. Bin it. That's it. Sorry, everybody. We're going to bin that camera. It's not good.
That camera's no good.
It's just flickering. I think it's the connections. Anyway, but you're right about the coaching. It gives you a shortcut, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. And in anything, golf or anything now.
Yeah.
I think years ago people used to like shy away from it and a bit like, do you know what I mean?
So us being English and know it all and a bit stubborn.
Well, I don't know, but the mentality has completely changed and for the better.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, all good.
You're definitely right because just that bit when I looked at the water, we had a few chucks. I just want to get him casting with the big baits on the Thames.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, right, we're going. He said, well, we're not going to fish here. I said, no. He said, do you know what? And later on the day, he said, do you know what? You saved me days. Because last year I had 8 days blanking on the trot because I just continued to fish in those conditions. Isn't that weird?
Yeah.
And instantly I went, no, we're going elsewhere. It's pointless. And that's just experience. And at the end of the day, yes, he said, do you know what? You've given me such a big shortcut because I would have just kept going and going and going and going. Yeah, it's amazing, really. And I think also when you're the coach, sometimes you don't actually realise how much impact you've made on somebody until they give you that feedback. The feedback's really important because then you actually look at yourself and go, I know a load of shit. But you forget, so much because over the years it's kind of... You
do things naturally that other people would never dream of doing. I think that is the biggest thing, isn't it?
Well, I'll give you an example. We went to this gravel pit last night and I was really keen to... We had one, I wanted to get him to get a second one, which he did. And I kept seeing these pike. Well, when your eye's in, you pick things up. So he was chucking out my shadow. It was very shallow. And I said, just retrieve straight away. And I could see the water just lift behind it. It's not a bow wave. It's too subtle, but it will lift. And as it hit the water, the pike were reacting. And I was telling him what was happening. And he was going, how do you know that? And I said, well, I can see the water lift. He said, I can't see any difference. So I had to kind of... it was very difficult to explain, but it was just one of these things. You just kind of... Because you pick up what's going on in your environment. And you'll be the same when you're match fishing. You'll know when to switch to different lines. And you can't actually explain.
100%, yeah.
But you know in yourself, and probably 5 minutes beforehand, you're asking yourself the question, is it time, is it time, is it time? And that's what I got from yesterday's session with Finley. It was like, I said to myself, I'm not driving home. It was a long drive, but it went real quick because I was reflecting, thinking, how do I know all this? And sometimes you just get in tune, don't you? I think a lot of the time when we fish, not being big-headed, but good anglers, that's the difference. We get in tune with what we're doing, and that's something you can't get off a YouTube video, out of a book, or off a script.
No.
So good anglers get tuned into what's happening, and they make good decisions most of the time. You can't get it right all the time, but you make good decisions most of the time. And it was, so being the coach, you can get a lot from these things as well. It's really good. Cool. I was going to ask you something else about the Cubs, but I've completely forgotten what it was. Because you guys used to do... you guys used to have the Piddly Fate?
We used to have the family fishing fun day.
That was it. And then COVID kind of destroyed it.
We used to have it every August bank holiday Monday.
That's right.
For about 3 years. And, since COVID, we've not done it, to be honest.
No. Any plans to bring it back?
Not at the minute, no. No, not at the minute. Might do some sort of junior fishing matches this year, maybe through the school holidays in the summer. But other than that, we have sort of lots of groups and different bobs. Each week we have groups come and fish, and so there's plenty going on.
Yeah, that's good. I know what I was going to ask you as well. This is a bit of a topical question, really. So, the Angling Trust run an angling coach qualification course, don't they?
Right.
And they have level 1 and level 2. I know this because I looked into this when COVID first started, and I have this little question in my head because like Bob's I'm sure he's a level 2 coach. I'm convinced he is. So they train. Your average man or woman who wants to get into coaching, angling, the basics of what to do. So I was thinking, do I do this course? And then I thought, I'm a qualified school teacher with 26 years experience. What's the point? Because, not being funny, but it's a level 2 is basically a GCSE, and it's a weekend course doing a unit of a GCSE course. And I'm not being facetious here, but I actually spoke to, it was just before COVID, I actually physically spoke to the guy who runs the course. I'm sure he may have even changed now, but when I spoke to him, he said, Andy, you could have written it for us, because that's so. I don't feel the need to actually get this qualification, because to me it's just like a tick box, and I hate tick boxy things. The one good thing about the Angling Trust course is once you've got the qualification, you have to pay to be a member of Angling Trust, which is a bit of an expensive thing, and then you have to keep this up, but you do get free insurance, liability insurance with it, so that's the only one bonus. But yeah, in my head I'm just thinking, some people I can see the benefit for this because they have got no background, but for some people it's just literally a waste of time. So I just didn't know your thoughts on it really, because obviously Bob is a qualified Angling Trust coach, but you had you, Dad, there, yourself, and Pricey, who I would argue are very qualified anglers.
I don't know. There's nothing to say you need that qualification, is there?
No.
I
You technically
suppose it helps. It's like having something on your CV, isn't it? But I think it depends what sort of coaching you're doing. If you're an Andy Bennett or whatever, you're coaching on your reputation, not, you're not taking an angler that's just started fishing. Whereas perhaps if you're from a club or something like that, maybe you need that certificate.
It's more child protection, really.
Yeah.
So they're coaching adults in being aware of child protection issues, and that's where sort of someone who's ahead of you for 16 years, I kind of go,
Yeah.
yeah,
I know what you mean.
yeah. So it's, but I understand it, and I see the need for it. It's for people who haven't had a background. It's there are a lot of pitfalls. You have to be very aware of things that you think would be common sense things you can do that you definitely can't do. So I can see the point, and also. Yeah, it has the insurance built in. So when you involve Bob, did you involve Bob because...
No, I just I asked Bob because I know he's very willing to help out with the kids. And he'd just done a great sort of coaching day on St Ives, Somersham Lake. He's done a lot in that area.
He does do a lot,
St
doesn't
Ives
he?
Club
Yeah.
in general have as well. So yeah, I just thought it'd be plus a good connection for him with their St Ives Cub. So yeah, it was worked out really well.
Yeah, no, he's a smashing bloke, and it does work well. Cool, right, so that's an interesting one. And I have seen some guides in this country, going back to the guiding thing at the beginning, and it drives me insane, because they're not only destroying their own fishing, they're destroying the other people that use those waters as well. So because we don't have in America it works because they've got so much water. But in this country, I can't...
Done it again, haven't you?
Jim Kerr.
How unprofessional.
It's the same time last...
Yeah.
Get off. Same time last week, yeah. No, okay, right. So if you are interested in becoming an angling coach, Bob Bailey would be a good person to contact. Yeah?
Yeah.
If you want to have some sessions at Alex's at Rookery Waters, get in touch with Alex, because he may be able to facilitate groups coming down, not actually coaching them, but actually accessing the water. And if you want to pay me a lot of money and go predator fishing, then you can contact me. So, yeah, we've got bases covered. Maybe Bob Nudd would like to come predator fishing with me.
Maybe.
You can catch some of those rudd out there. We can use them as live hose.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll enjoy that. Just use your size 4 hook, wouldn't you?
I could use it to catch the rudd, put it for the lip and chuck it back out. Yeah, it'd be well away. Yeah, I'm sure there's some machos, some maggot drowners out there going, oh, you can't do that, lad. Oh.
They're all northern.
Well, up north, they only catch little shitty things.
I don't know. I don't know. I've seen some of Ben Taylor's match results, and they catch plenty of fish up there. Nice sized fish as well.
Do they?
Yeah, good stamp fish on the casters and caster.
I thought the Northerners liked it really hard.
Not anymore. They got some really good venues up there.
8 ounces, one match today, lad.
No, that sounds like the Boston Drains at the minute.
Right, let's go with our second topic, which is chub. Now, the reason I thought about this...
Rubber dub chub.
Yeah, is we're going to seamlessly link into where Alex has been at the weekend in a minute to do with chub. But first of all, chub. So as a kid, in fact, most of my life, I viewed chub as a species I am never going to catch. Because I always thought...
Oh, I'm kicking the mic. I think as a kid, the first place I ever caught a chub was the Cam.
Mine was the Trent.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Derek Marsh took me. Blacksmith's Arms. Went down the Trent and... was it with Dale? I'm sure it was. You got... You know, like those ski leads? 4 or 5 ounce leads?
Yeah.
Yeah. We bought a load of those. You got them, clipped them into your feeder, but we had the same... I had the same feeder rod.
Oh, so you just didn't go anywhere?
No, we couldn't, could you?
No.
But actually, it was really hoon. I've got this... The Trent then was absolutely blasting through. I think as any river I go to...
It was all chub then, weren't it?
The gods kind of go, right, we're just going to destroy it.
It's called a river.
Yeah. It's called a river. Lobbing out these feeders. And eventually, if you kept putting enough feeder full of maggots out there, the tip would go round because the chub would find it. But I actually sent it to Angling Times.
How big was it?
£4 something.
Oh, nice.
I think, or was it? I can't remember,
Yeah.
but I got a letter back from them. This is how things have changed, right? So there's me. I sent this picture. I won't be able to find it, but I got a letter.
You don't want to find it, you mean?
If I can find it, I'll put it on. But we're going to have a tie later.
Yeah.
By the time I've got to come back and edit it, it'll be about 2 o'clock in the morning. But I've got this picture of this chub, and Angling Times even sent the picture back with a letter.
Nice.
Brilliant. And I was 14, and you kind of go, oh. Because you watch all these John Wilson videos, you go, oh, I want to be like John Wilson. It's brilliant.
Don't clonk your bag, Wilson.
Yeah. But no, so, okay, so locally, where would you say, if I said to you, here's £100, you can have this, you've got 3 hours to go and catch a chub. You can only drive 30-mile radius from here.
I would go to the Cam.
Is that 30 miles?
It's 30 miles.
So the Cam.
Yeah.
Upper reaches?
I'd go Bates Bite Lock, fish on the shallows below it, or go above and fish opposite the
Is
boat
that in
sheds.
Cambridge? Is that in
Cambridge Fish Preservation, yeah. So it's Milton. It's full of chub, the Cam, absolutely full. And they're good size as well.
Is that the FENS still?
Got to be in it, got to be.
What about closer to home?
Well, there's the Whittlesea Bower, which there's quite a few in there, but they are like, you see them all sat there, but I've never seen one caught in a match on there ever. But there's loads there. There's not 2 or 3, there's loads. You can see them all sat there. They just don't get caught. I'm sure there's some people in Whittlesea that go down there stalking for them and catch a few, but in the summer it is black with them.
That's strange, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never see any little ones?
No.
All
Clonkers.
4-pounders. Yeah, all big uns.
Yeah. How would you go about catching a chub?
Well, if I was going pleasure fishing, I would say, if I had to just go now and say, right, what are you going to do today? I would go pleasure fishing on the Cam, some maggots and some casters, and I would fish traditional waggler, loose feeding, running it through along the trees or the boats there, and that would be heaven. That's like chub fishing to me. But knowing full well that there's, the best way of catching chub is the old roving method. I mean, I've done a bit with my mate Gav through lockdown and that, sort of as he was coming out where you couldn't match fish but you could travel. We went and fished the upper with him, just liquidised bread on the hook and just dropping it by trees.
That's the traditional winter method, yeah.
I enjoyed that. I did enjoy it. But to me, to catch chub, waggler maggots or waggler casters, running it through right down your peg, keep feeding, whack, get 2 or 3, then keep feeding it, get another couple, and that's to me is traditional chub
and
fishing.
That's probably this time of year how you do it.
Yeah, 100%.
In the winter, so what you spoke about is what I used to do. So Alan Ward used to take me, and we used to go and fish all sorts of different rivers. So on the Wensum, we used to do it up there past Norwich. I've done it on what's Uppingham, Stamford? Is that the Welland? There? Yeah, done it up there where it's streamy. And basically, you want to get bread that's going stale, liquidise it. You don't need much water at all, do you?
No.
And just make it so it's a bit claggy. And then we used to drop it, and this is what I used to like about it. You had to read the river. So any eddies that you saw, or creases, you think, right, that's probably where food's going to get funneled. to the fish. So if I can explain this to people, the chub are not in the fast part in the winter. They'll be sitting on these slacks.
Just on the crease of flow.
Just on the creases, waiting for food, because they can sit there in these slacks and just be motionless, and the food's being brought past them. So obviously they're not expending too much energy because it's cold, they don't want to. And if you put mashed bread into these creases, and you perhaps do 4 or 5 swims as you're walking upstream, and then as you came back down, you had literally 20 minutes in each swim.
Yeah.
If your quiver tip did not belt around, there was no chub there. And we used bread flake on the hook, probably a size 4, probably the same hook that I used out there.
I was going to say, you just sharpen it, don't you?
What?
Just sharpen the point of
Just
it.
strike hard.
Oh, right.
Yeah, don't sharpen things, and we used to use several ways of doing this, but the best way was like you get a swivel and a float stop. So your main line might be like £6, and you might have a £4. So you put your swivel through your main line and use the float stop to stop the swivel, and then literally tie on your size 2 hook, alligator hook. You might have like a hook length about that long, and on the swivel you get some. You haven't even got to get line to line, but you can get say £4 line. Put it through the second eye of the swivel, and use swan shot. And you just would put swan shot on it according to the flow you were casting into. So it might be a 2 swan shot eddy. That one might be a 3 swan shot, and just because you want it actually to move slightly.
Link ledger.
Yeah, link ledger. Very easy setup. So you have your rod, bag of mashed bread, landing net, and your chair.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
It's a great way of fishing, yeah.
Yeah, and you just
Good
walk
fun.
for miles and you find them. And you can catch a lot of fish, you get it right.
I think now they do the same, but with mince, don't they? Exactly the same, but with mince.
Yeah, and if it was really coloured, use lobworm.
Yeah. There weren't no crayfish in there or mitten crab.
Yeah, that's a really good way. However, the last 3 years, I have been experimenting lure fishing for chub. Lure fishing. And I have had some absolute belters. The biggest I had this summer was £6.8.
Not bad.
Biggest I had last summer, these are summer weights, was £6.14. Massive. And I catch all of them now on surface lures. So these are my favourites. I can't remember the name. This is called a duo.
A what?
A duo is a
Say again?
yeah, whatever. Duo something. But it's basically like a bloody massive dragonfly. And so you literally... You make
Dragonfly? It's like a beetle.
Well, it's a fat dragonfly.
I was going to say.
Be like us later, mate. We had that tie. And if you put it back like a topwater and it waddles, you get smashed by pike, and you don't want to catch a pike on this because they'll destroy it because it's very flimsy.
Right.
You quiver it but a bit like the mashed bread technique. You're chucking it still into eddies and under trees, and you're trying to pull the fish up out of the snags. That is awesome. And the other thing I've been using is this plastic frog made by Tom Moyer, FFS Lures, literally half a mile down the road. And that's really good as well. So the little legs will just sort of flip-flop. So when they're being a bit cute,
That's the one.
That's the one. And when they're being a bit aggressive...
When they're having it.
Yeah.
What about these things here? What are these?
Oh, they're grubs. Now, guess what I've caught on those?
Perch. Bream.
Nothing yet. I can't work them.
Nothing.
So Tom gave me these. I tried them. I thought, when I was chub fishing, right, so some of these swims are really tight.
Yeah.
So this works if I plop it in, but you have about a second before it goes out. It's gone. Yeah. And this will work, and you can put it over the top of weeds and cover a bit better because it hasn't got the hook exposure. And I thought, I wonder if these chub that are really tight in cover, like if I could drop something down on their nose like a grub. So I tried it a couple of times, but I felt I didn't present it properly. And actually, where I go chub fishing, there aren't many left because the odd otters have nailed them. But what is left is big. But I only get I think I was averaging 0.75 fish every trip. That's how difficult it is. So I haven't really gone to town on this, but I use that with I put a hook through it, and it comes out halfway through like a size 4 long shank, and I use that with just like a BB here, and it floats. So I chuck it under cover and trotting it down, just without the float, watching the line go, and trying to get this right under trees and things, using the flow to hang it there. So I've had a few little chublet hit it. But it's just basically a plastic grub. So chub love things falling off trees, don't they?
Yeah.
And they hear the plop. So I will catch something on it. But I reckon if I cut it in half, chucked it out there.
You'd catch a big run on it, yeah.
I was going to say in Sir Bob's swim, but it's actually technically mine.
Well, I don't know.
But he's been there so often this week, I'm going to have to start charging him rent and internet usage. But I reckon these rudd are so suicidal, I could catch one half a grub as well. Mm. Yeah, but yeah, interesting. So chub, not a Fenland species, however. Did you know there were chub in North Level?
No, I have actually caught a chub from the Old Neen at March.
Have you really?
Yeah, about 6 ounce it was. Down Neen Parade.
Might have been one of my old live baits. I mean,
no, it was a long while ago. I was still at school, so I'll tell you what it was. We was year 11 doing exams, and we had a day where there was no exams. So I think me and Beavis went down.
So rather than revising?
Well, no, it was the end. We'd got like one exam
So
left
poor teachers like me had spent all our
we used PE, so I didn't have to really revise a lot for PE.
I had to go for a run, mate.
Yeah, we did, to them pegs to try and get them. So we went down Neen Parade when you could fish it, and we just fished Emp and Tears, me and my mate, and it was, we're only 16 or whatever.
Look, I'll try that camera again. I don't know what I'll try. I'm an eternal optimist. Yeah, that's going on.
So, I had one on a tear of all things. On a tear. Yeah, 6 ounce. First old River Neen chub.
I wonder how many are in there.
Hardly any.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there used to be chub in North Level, and they were big. Mm. Now, I never saw them. I heard rumours, and I kept thinking they can't be. But again, I reckon they'd have been pike anglers' live baits from the 70s.
No, I don't know. Obviously, the ewes at St Ives has got a lot of chub in as well.
Did you know there was Xander in North Level?
No.
The only reason I know this, I know I know the person that put them in there.
Oh, really?
But they never took a foothold.
No.
Two guys. Obviously, they shouldn't have done it. Bang out of order. But in the 80s, they started to put Xander in there. Mm. But it didn't. But in the Holland, I've found hooked a Xander in the Holland, about £1.5.
I'm sure if they can get Holland, they'll be able to get into Tid, will they?
No, but I'm saying people have introduced fish all over the place, haven't they? A bit like the chubs. That chub you caught would have been introduced. It wouldn't have come from anywhere.
No, I think it would. Well, it's all linked to the Neen and the
long way, isn't it?
Yeah, fish travel, don't they?
Yeah. Anyway, so chub fishing. I think they're a great summer species to target and all sorts of things.
Yeah, I think this time of year now up there, and when it gets really, really cold, they're like one of the only things that feed. If you said river, traditional, that's what you'd fish for, isn't it?
That's why we used to go chubbing when we couldn't go pike fishing because the fen drains were frozen over. So we go to like these running water places, and they'd still respond. Yeah. In like Baltic, proper cold conditions. Yeah. Not like we get now, like mamby-pamby, but proper. Cool. Right, I'll tell you what we're going to do. We can have you finished your beer yet?
No, I'm taking it steady.
You better hurry up because we'll crack open a beer, and then should we kick off with match results from our man down southwest?
Richard Chave.
Yeah, Mr. Portugal.
Dorset.
Yeah, so I'm going to crack open a beer and we'll just add in... actually, before we go, we've only got two. We've got Richard's and we've got Ben Taylor's. Mm-hmm. What has happened? Oh, no, your phone's going.
Yeah, but it's not... That's
Sir Bob. Sir Bob's phone.
No, it's not.
It's Sir Bob.
It's not making
Is it accepted your invitation to join the Shake of Piddly?
Yeah.
So we've only got Richard and Ben Taylor's this week. We're not sure what's happened to Steve and Simon. Mm-hmm. They may have copped a strop because Right. I removed myself from the WhatsApp group by accident.
Yeah.
So I did... don't know what I did. I was actually removing myself from my diet group because I was fed up with all the comments from thousands of ladies who were trying to lose weight. So, yeah. I don't know why I'm telling everybody this. It's a bit personal, really, but yeah. But I then removed myself from our WhatsApp group, which I had actually made for the podcast. So I'm completely out of sync. So maybe Steve and Simon thought Andy's left. It's not happening anymore. No. I don't know. But we've got Richard and Ben's, and I'm not going to talk anymore. We'll drop them in now.
Hi there, Richard Chave here with the results from the southwest. So I rushed back from holiday in Portugal, only to find that whilst I was away, the good old British weather was going like cats and dogs, and on Thursday and Friday night there was an awful lot of rain come down. So when the river was going to be pegged on the Saturday morning, it was sort of resembling the Ganges, and therefore they decided to call the Winter League off, which is a bit of a shame, but there we go. Probably better for safety. So the next round is on the Canadian Canal at Marlborough in 2 weeks' time, with a practice match next week. Obviously, without any fishing on the Winter League, a few people did other things. So our captain, I've submitted a report on, our captain, Simon Tebditch, fished the Gillingham club match on the upper Stour. The Stour's got a narrow river at the very top end at Gillingham. With a bit of rain, it goes up and down like a horse draws. It just, it's up, down one day and went down the next day. So it can be fished. They fished it. Simon drew, exactly. He went about 3 miles from home, which is great after we did all that travelling, and drew a flyer, a peg called Billings Hole. Great name, isn't it? Obviously, you'd imagine it throws up a few bream or two, and that's exactly what he did. Simon caught a few roach at 10 metres, went out with a big worm at 13 and 14 and added 4 bream, I believe. He weighed in £12.3. Runner-up was James Kiernan. James drew at Highbridge, had £5 of roach on the stick before adding 2 perch, a large hybrid and a small chub on chop worm down the edge. Later on, he had £9.11. Rich Cake was third. Rich caught 2 chub on feeder and stick and weighed in £7.5. Then we had Jack Stamp, £7.4, quite close there, and Ken Murchie on £4.13. Not much to report this week. As I say, he got away with it. I mean, I don't like fishing a flooded river anyway. It's a bit of a sort of lottery, so the fact that it was called off was brilliant. And our final match is going to be on the canal instead at Devizes. So there we go. That's it from a very wet West Country. Hopefully a bit more to report on next week. Cheers. See you. Bye.
Evening, guys. Just got back from a lovely day at Allcroft. Bright sunshine and not much wind, which is not always great fishing conditions, but it's always nice to not be getting wet. This week saw all 80 anglers at Allcroft. We had 2 sections on the Reed Pool, 2 sections on the Moat Island, and 4 sections on the Moat Outer. Fished quite well in areas. Again, not brilliant. We had our first frost this morning. Thick white over around us, -1, -2 in the van this morning. So it's fished a bit harder than usual, but we've all still got some bites. I will begin the results. In A section, this is Reed Pool, winning that section with £29.7. These are all by default. Ben Holmes, Browning Ossett. Second in that section, Alan Gregory, Scunthorpe, £23.7. B section, winning that section, £27.15. Chris Greensides, Browning Ossett. Second in that section, Andy Geldart, Drennan Barnsley, 25.14. In C section, winning that section, Tom Notton, Drennan Barnsley, £24.6. Second in that section, Josh Duffy with £23 dead. Into D section, winning that section, Carl Heptonstall, Browning Ossett, £26.2. Second in that section, Kyle Hartley Wakefield, £20.14. Into E section, winning that section was James Dent with £20.7. Second in that section was myself with £18.3. Into F section, winning that section was Nicky Crooks, Drennan Barnsley, £30.6. And in second was Mr. Bontoff, Scunthorpe, £29.8. Into G section, winning that section was Mr. Wheelhouse, Tricast Calder, £28.4. Second in that section was Adam Dowd, £26.15, Preston Northwest. Into H section, the winner of that section, Danny Myers, Wakefield, £24.1. And second in that section was Dean Jacks, Browning Ossett, £22.5. So again, as you can read there, I mean, between sort of low 20s to mid 30s has won every section there, and it's silverfish only. Carp count as a pound on this round, so even if you capture carp, and you get it in, it does only count as a pound, regardless if it's 15, 20 or £2, it counts as a pound. So on to your top 6 individuals on the day. Winning on the Reed Pool with £39.14 was Steve Barraclough. Second on the day, Tom Barlow, again on the Reed Pool, £36.05. Third on the day, again on Reed, £34.9 was Pete Kitwood. Fourth on the day, £32.8 was Pete Duffy, and 5th on the day was Frankie Giancelli, £31.4. That was on moat, so your top sort of 5 have come off Reed, and then Frankie's won moat with £31.4. So now on to teams on the day. Winning on the day was Drennan Barnsley Blacks with 17 points. Great score between 8 and was. Second on the day was Browning Ossett. We've kind of redeemed ourselves there with 26 points. After last week's disaster, you've got to bounce back. Third on the day, Wakefield with 30 points. Fourth on the day, Preston North West with 42 points. Fifth on the day, it's Scunthorpe with 42 points. Sixth on the day, it was Dyer Doncaster with 44 points. Seventh on the day, Bait Tech North with 48 points. Eighth on the day, Tricast Calder, 50 points. Ninth on the day was Selby with 65 points. And 10th on the day was Walton with 75 points. That now leaves the league standings in a much better position from my position. But I'll go through them. So in first position after 3 rounds is Drennan Barnsley Black with 6 points. In second position is Preston North West with 9 points. In third position is Browning Team Ossett with 10 points. In fourth position, Dyer Doncaster with 11 points. Fifth position, Wakefield with 14 points. Sixth position, Scunthorpe with 15 points. Seventh position, Bait Tech North with 19 points. Eighth position, Tricast Calder with 23 points. Ninth position, Selby with 28 points. And 10th position, Walton with 29 points. So we go back to Holcroft again next week for another round. Hopefully this cold snap continues and we get some standard weather rather than it 1 minute it being warm, 1 minute it being cold. But I'll keep you updated. Tight lines, guys.
Right, we're back with fresh beer and having listened to Ben and Richard, so thanks for that, guys. Right, shall we kick off with our extremities?
Sure.
So we're going to start off with the Spilsby AA.
When the fleet me at.
And they're behaving themselves now. So Chris Hodson, thank you. He messages me every week with the results. So we have their Wednesday results from the River Steeping, 11th of October.
So that was before the rain came.
Oh, they've renamed somebody.
Who?
The one and only Don Green.
Oh.
They've now renamed him Sir Don Green.
Well, that's true, yeah.
So he had £8 12 ounces and included his pet tench.
Has he borrowed it off? Is it Dave Ashmore that had it last year or someone? Or
Well, yeah, because Dave
Dennis,
Ashmore was second with £7.1. So obviously they're sharing the tench each week by the sounds of things. And third was Paul Webster with £5 exactly. Bit disappointed, boys, no half ounces. Let's get to the Sunday result, 15th of October, again on the River Steeping. Who do you think won?
Don Green.
Yes, so Don won again with £7 of bleak and small roach. Second, this is a repeat, was Dave Ashmore, but obviously without his tench because he only had £4.11. And Dennis Houghton was third with £4.7 and a half.
Wow.
I do like a half. Right, their next match is Wednesday, the 18th of October. All welcome. Please see the East Links Facebook page for up-to-date info. And they're still taking entries for the Winter League beginning at the end of October. So, Chris, thank you for those. And we do like a bit of banter. So, yeah, we'll doff our cap to Sir Don. Does that mean we have a cert-off between Don and Nuddy?
Well, I think officially Sir Bob is Sir Bob, isn't he?
A proper Sir.
Yeah.
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 Well, I can't believe he's nicked my rod. I'm not happy. Right, where are we going to next, mate?
We'll go to Tid, coming back from that way, shall we?
The Xander Mecca.
Yeah. Yeah. There was one in there in 1902. Match winner was Ian Benton, 13-12. Runner-up was Matt Heaps, 10-13, which I think was all Wagler Rudd.
Any relation to the famous Heaps?
No, I don't think so.
I can't remember his first name.
Ian Heaps.
Ian Heaps, yeah.
Yeah. And then Sammy McSpadden was third with £9.8 and Barry Stacey £8.10 for fourth, and they was at Main Road. So decent weights of small fish. No big fish caught this week, so yeah, all good.
That's North Level is a strange one, isn't it?
Yeah, it's fished a lot better this year. Yeah,
Have they had a restocking?
No, I just think it's nature in it. It comes back, and they're catching good stamp fish as well, not like blips. They're nice roach. And bits and bobs.
That is good, isn't it? It's good to see.
Cambridge Carp Cabin, so bit just in the fens, I suppose. They fished at Holt Bridge on the Old West again, which is at Little Thetford, which I've found out now. Mark Roscoe 16-13, Matt Seaby 14 dead, Jason Odell 11-6, so decent weights. I think that the fish are definitely put off by the cold night on Saturday night. So a lot of venues fished a bit harder, bright sunshine, cold morning. It's dropped sort of 20 degree difference from the previous weekend. So all in all, good weights really. Saturday, Whittlesea AA Cockbank. Andy Lawrence, £16.2. Just caught lots of small rad, little bits and pieces up in the water, loose feeding, soft ground bait, that sort of thing. Runner-up Mark Barron, £15 dead. Paul Dotchin, 11.12, and Mike Moen, £7.2. So brilliant weights for Cockbank.
Are they still doing their chip shop award?
Yes, there was a chip shop award again this week.
Cool.
So Cockbank as a venue, if it held up all through the winter, would be absolutely bang on, because partly on your peg, comfortable fishing.
You are boys, you don't like to walk, do you?
Yeah, it's not like we've got one rod and a loaf of bread, is it?
And a packet of size 4 hooks.
Yeah. So yeah, that was Whittlesea AA. And then we've got the Tuesday Club, which was today, Tuesday, even though this is going out on a Wednesday. They were at March Bypass. Match winner was Lionel Whaley with £28.12 on the Waggler. Runner-up was Windmill Steve, 16.6. Mike Moen, 16 dead, and then Mel Saggers, 15.10. So obviously there's a few fish at the March Bypass as well.
And if the weather holds,
yeah,
you may see a video with Alex fishing down there as well.
Yeah.
So we're planning to go and record down there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we are waiting because the forecast is changing and we could get rained off.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
eyes open for that one.
yeah, and obviously on to our Winter League. So practice match at Oundle.
Hold on. So the seamless link was the Chub
Well,
fishing in the fens.
sort of. Yeah.
And
yeah.
then Oundle.
Yeah.
That should hold some big ones.
I think it does. Yeah, there's some good ones about.
But you lot aren't good enough to catch them.
Obviously, we're
you
not.
You need
no.
the old duo.
Yeah, need to. We only have our peg to fish. We don't have 4 Mile River. So top individual on the day was Ray Malley, £16 free, which he had some chub and some roach from plantation.
Did he think they were bream from the channel? Or
maybe, yeah, maybe. Runner up was Paul Borden, 15-13, which was all roach, and an odd little chublet, I think. And then Lurie Faroux, Jonathan Means was third with 13-1. Phil Chesterton was fourth, 12-14. And then Mr. Consistent, Gary Miller, £12.2 was last in the frame. And they were all on the plantation sections. The rest of the river was pretty grim. I think Alistair Ogilvie had £11, which was 3 or 4 chub and a big perch. And then it dropped right down then, sort of £7, £5, £2. It was tough. Fished a lot harder than we expected. We thought it was going to get to a coloured flowing river, but it was flowing an absolutely gin clear.
Isn't that incredible? So that was Sunday.
Amazing. Yeah.
And Monday on the Thames, different catchment area.
Yeah.
It was horrible.
Yeah.
I dare say, the Neen probably hasn't.
The Neen's very odd. It can get a load of water and it's gone in no time whatsoever. You look at Sir Bob fishing out here, and the old Neen is absolutely chocolate. Looks
you know
lovely.
why?
Because of the fish.
I mean, it's wall to wall fish.
Yeah,
and
probably.
it's the make of bread that they're chucking in.
Yeah.
Granary.
So yeah, we're hoping to be back there on Sunday, all being well with the weather forecast.
I was going to say, so what's the prognosis at the minute?
At the minute, still on. Match is going ahead. It would take a serious amount of rain for it to be called off. I think the biggest thing will be access to certain sections and stuff like that. So, other than that, I can see it being on.
Because the forecast for tomorrow isn't great.
No.
Thursday and Friday is horrendous.
Saturday's not great either.
Yeah.
So we'll see. So
but, guys, you need some new wellies from Tackle and Baits because Alex has got lots of thermal gear in stock.
Umbrellas, got plenty of them.
And he hasn't sold a thing. A bit like these hats. We've got these FFT hats, Tackle and Baits.
Yeah.
I can't believe people aren't. John Price needs one.
Yeah. I think I'm going to end up giving them away, aren't I?
Well, these are like awesome.
Yeah. So just one last thing on the match results. Chip Shop Award.
Oh yeah. We haven't had any. I have not had any pictures from you.
Well, you're going to get Goddard's one from the first week.
So Goddard's from week 1, and he should have had one on week 2 as well.
Yeah, and he should have had one this week as well.
What?
So 3 chip shops on the trot. I know he's not going to like that, is he? But
yeah, Goddard's. So
he's not. He can't win it this week. So
if that's a hat trick.
Yeah, there must be some sort of special award, mustn't there? I said, there's one good thing, God, at least you ain't going to be cold this winter. You have plenty of T-shirts to layer up with.
What's his excuse? Not enough milk?
Maybe. But no, the award this week's going to go to a person that is always wants to see someone else get the award, and he's always straight on it. And
hold on, he was very keen last week, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he thought he had you. By half an ounce, but Chrissy Lynn,
yeah,
did the honours, didn't he?
Yeah,
with scales.
Yeah.
Not giving it away yet, but
no. But this person normally says, "Well, I think so and so should get it because he's had a bigger battering than so and so, and statistically, he's the strongest link." You know, he's a bit of one of them, and so that person is Matt Barker.
I believe he won it last year as well.
He's got to get one this year, isn't he?
Well, it won't be the only one, will it, really? No. So, you've got to get me a picture of Matt Barker. Have we got a picture of Goddard's?
Yeah, I've got one. I'll send you one,
Yeah, we'll stick a picture of Goddard's in somewhere, hopefully around about here. But time's marching on. We've got to have a tie. I've got to edit this video before it goes out tomorrow morning. And I'm on my second Estrella. We're going to get to the tie and probably have a few more there as well. So, God knows where this picture's going to end up. Is anybody else you'd like to rip while you're here?
Not really, no.
On a serious note, we should send out John. We haven't spoken about him. Hope he's convalescing okay.
He'll be all right.
Has he had his left testicle removed?
Yeah, he's had a sex change, yeah.
Has he?
Yeah.
What, he's now been converted to a man?
Mm-hmm.
Who's he supporting in the rugby?
Well, that's another subject, isn't it? We won't start on that one.
He would have been supporting Wales, then he would have been supporting Ireland. Yeah. Maybe he was supporting Ireland first.
No, he's a die-hard Wales fan.
It's a pricey.
They all disappeared off Facebook on Saturday night. Did you notice that?
Mate, they disappear.
Oh.
So normally up sheep's arses, but they're so quick.
Yeah.
So Price has now had his left testicle removed.
Yeah.
So his right one didn't exist anyway.
No.
So yeah. So God knows what he's going to. Yeah. So anyway, John. So on a serious note, I hope everything's going okay, and yeah, we'll see you soon at the tie or the curry house. Yeah. Is there anybody else that we need to kind of lambast while we're here?
No, no. Actually, there's one person. There's one person, right? You know they say like pigs may fly and all stuff like that. Well, this person won their section on Sunday on Ounder on the Neen, and when they called his name out, I said no, there must be a mistake. There must be a mistake. And Riggett, Gavin Wright, won his section by default, I do believe, at the weekend.
Wow, there's hope for everybody, isn't there?
Exactly.
There's hope for Matt Barker, yeah, isn't there?
Yeah, definitely, yeah. So well done, Riggett.
Even Pricey.
Yeah. Well, there you go. Well, no, but seriously, well done, Riggett, on your pick-up there, mate. So, well done.
Cool. So you've got the Winter League on Sunday, and if anybody wants any tips on chub fishing, let me know.
Yeah.
I think this would go quite nicely along with a stick float.
Yeah.
If you get the right swim.
Yeah.
Or even the grub. Or red fishing with bread flake. Yeah. Now I'm waffling, aren't I?
Yeah.
Yeah. Should we bring it to an end?
Yep, definitely.
There was something else I was going to say, but my brain's gone. I can't remember what it was. Maybe it's just to apologise for that camera. Look at it, it's got worse. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Let's go and have a tie.
Yeah.
Let's go and work out what we're going to talk about next week, because we actually plan these a week ahead.
Right, that's it for this week, folks.
See you later.
See ya.
Bye-bye.
Bye.